Well, Christine Byer here, licensed master esthetician for about 19 years, and just wanted to continue our question and answer series. We started 2 weeks ago with massage away your marionette lines. I got a lot of good feedback on that. A lot of people said as they followed along, they saw their marionette lines releasing quite nicely. And so be sure to check out that massage away your marionette lines. So this video, I wanted to focus in on her second area of concern, which was the frown lines. And these are globular lines. They are areas of expression, and many people have problems with these. Many of you know, I've talked about this a zillion times, but I have had Botox 3 times. The first time in 2016, third time was last year. But each time you get Botox, it's like a haircut. It's not exactly the same. And so the first 2 times I went to a different doctor, and this last time I went to another doctor who used to be a heart surgeon. And it kind of broke my heart, because what does that say about the state of our nation, that we make really good heart surgeons move into injectables? Kind of crazy. So I told him about this. I said, the first 2 times I had Botox, this furrow line came back in a week. And he said, oh, really? We'll fix that. He didn't even really say, let's fix that, but he fixed it. So he went in there and he's like, The other guy was going in the belly and the muscle, and this guy went down further. And I was like, that's interesting. And 3 days later, I went and I tried to make a furrow. Let me see if I can do it now. Yeah, it's still holding quite a bit. And I had no furrow. I mean, this area looked better than it had since I was like 26 or 7. And I was like, whoa, I almost didn't recognize myself without my deep furrow. What are we working on when we work on these deep frown lines? So I found this really cool 3D rotatable, layerable, I guess, diagram of all the facial muscles and nerves and just all the anatomy. And it's full body, but it's on healthline.com, and I'm just gonna show you this here. This procerus muscle, it is sort of like 2 little triangles on either side. And I love this. I just discovered this the other day, and I was like, wow. The reason it forms lines is because the muscle contracts like this, but because it's triangular, it pulls the skin together like that. And some people who have the double lines, they have more skin that's being pulled together, and they have a wider procerus. So how do we release this? My favorite move of all time for starting to release all that tension in that area is just pinching the beginnings of your eyebrows. So I want you to come in here and just pinch the start of your eyebrows. Not hard, be gentle, but firm. As you do this, you're going to start to feel just a little bit of stretching from the entire area. And we're not pulling it in any direction yet. We're just holding. And when I do this, I sort of envision scooping that muscle up away from the bone. Not in a hostile way, just giving it more room to stretch. And once we've done this, and I need to tell people, just move this a fraction. Because I tell them, like when I'm doing online consultations, I'll tell people to move 1 millimeter, and they go 1 inch. I'm like, no, that's not 1 millimeter. So we're gonna move it just, if you think about the width of a strand of hair, not the length, the width, that much. We're gonna move our fingers away from each other, the width of a strand of hair, that much. Not anymore, don't go crazy here. And then we're gonna wiggle a little bit. Just wiggle. And this should feel really good, but don't use undue force. It should feel so good. You can kind of wiggle it, little figure 8s. We're just opening up space there. That should feel good. Now, our second move to release is, because they're forming balls. Now, if you have 1 big line, they've formed balls on either side, right? But if you have 2 lines, you've got like a couple, 4, maybe more balls on either sides of those lines. You'll want to go in and just anchor here where it starts, right? And you're going to search for areas of tension, and there'll be some little bits or some little vectors or lines that are denser and tighter than other places. And so I'm sort of just feeling around, going millimeter, hair by hair, and feeling around for tension. Taking off my eyebrows. I really need to get my eyebrows tattooed, microbladed, whatever they say. Oh man, that feels so flippin' good. Now, because when muscle is versus skin, muscles always win. It's sad, but it's true. Muscles versus skin, muscles always win. We have to go in and release this on a regular basis. I am not pro Botox. I'm not against Botox. I am for whatever makes you feel happiest and goes with your value system. I have my oldest sister. She's like, 3 months, gotta go to Botox. My second to the oldest sister's like, it's a toxin. I don't want to do it. I look better than most 56-year-olds my age. I'm not pro or against it, but honestly, the only thing that releases these where you don't have to worry about it every day and be doing stuff to it is Botox. That's sadly, it's the truth. Because in this area, it's constantly engaged, and it's even engaged when we're sleeping. I mean, people don't even know how much they engage this muscle. That being said, this does go a long way, just to stretch this way and then searching around for pockets of tension this way and just giving it. And you can also go back in and just sort of stretch the area out. That will go a long way in releasing that just really angry look. And a lot of clients get up off the table and like, whoa, I've not looked this relaxed in ages. If it tends to return super quick, part of that's normal, but it could also mean that you have a very, very tight jaw. And having an overly tight jaw causes what's called pain face, right? You think about pain face, what happens when you have pain face? You're like, so we get crow's feet, we get lip lines around our lips, we get the furrow. And so when we release the jaw, which will be in another video, really that goes a long way in helping our whole face fall into place. The jaw does not just end here. The jaw muscles and the muscles that help you chew go all the way up through the scalp. And so I have a particular way of releasing those, and we will talk about that in another video. So thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my massage away or your marionette lines to get rid of your frown lines on either side of your face. And I will put together another playlist with the best of my massage moves that I do every day on my clients here in my treatment room. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and tell your friends. Bye now.